and welcome to Break Time Conversations, a YouTube channel where I have conversations around education. I have been a teacher all my life, and along my journey, I have met so many interesting and inspiring people. And so I decided to document my conversations with them here so that you too can hear their stories and the amazing work that they do. I'm here today with Kushal Agarwal. He runs a social enterprise called Monkey Sports. And this social enterprise uses sports to promote quality education and well being of children in schools. Kushal worked for many years in the corporate sector, but found himself getting too comfortable and he eventually quit. And then he got an opportunity to volunteer with organizations like Teach for India and Magic Bus. And these experiences helped him understand the situation of government schools and the children studying there, which led him to go into the development work and start Monkey Sports. Kushal, welcome and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Anupama, for having me.
I just wanted to start our conversation by asking why sports? And I also want to say I'm so excited. This is the first person who's in the field of sports in
Yeah, yeah,
education that I'm interviewing. So why
yeah.
sports, Kushal?
Yeah. So it is like while I was growing up, so I was not very good in studies, and like sport was a thing that made me comfortable, and I grew my confidence because of sports. And becoming good in sports actually helped me to also improve my academics. So it was the only place where I was like something good at. So that confidence helped me to be better at other things. So even while I was working in corporate or in my college, sports was something that kept me going. So that is why like I chose like it is some sports is very important and you can create changes based on that. So that is the reason like, we are using
Very
sports
nice.
at Monkey Sports. Yeah.
Very, very nice. I so relate to that because even when I was growing up, I was terrible in studies, but
Yeah.
I was always on the sports field and I did a lot of training and that actually built my confidence and I learned so many life lessons, I think, from the sports field, which
True.
I use even today.
Yeah, today.
So Kushal, why don't you tell us how you use sports to help these government schools?
Yeah. Yeah. So when we started working out, when started to work, we started working both in private and government school. What we saw that we wanted like we were teaching different skills to children through sports like teamwork and how they could manage their self and different skills. But what we noticed that we were working with children only for 2 days or one day in a week, and the rest of the time they were spending with teachers and their parents. And we also saw that what our old mission was to improve children's well-being, but we realized that just working for 2 days and just working with children, it is not possible to make changes in different lives. So we have now different components. We have a sport component where we try to teach different social emotional skills to children. So like problem solving and self management and emotional regulation. Like when you play a game, you go through different emotions like anger, hate, and these emotions like some we have something called financial literacy. In the same ways we are never taught like something as emotional literacy. So even just knowing the words what is going in our head and just naming that emotion actually help us to regulate it to us. So through our games we help children to first identify different emotions which they went through in the game, and then we talk to them like how these actually emotions, is it actually helping them to becoming better, or is it something which is causing hindrance in their performance, and then connecting them to their children's life. So let me give you an example. So there is one game called Hasna Mana Hai, like where all the children will stay in a circle, and they will what they have to do is they have to stop themselves from laughing. So like as a coach, if I am working with children and if I go and I do something and make children laugh, so in the one round it will be very easy. Everyone child will start laughing even after like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Then I will tell them like think of a strategy. Now you have like 1 minute. Go back, think what strategies can you use so that it would like that it now it will take longer for you to laugh. So so after that, then they'll start using different strategies. They will close their eyes, or they will start thinking about something else. And then this is a strategy they used in the game, and then I relate this strategy something into their real life. For example, a lot of the children we work in government school, they face like there is a lot of domestic violence, or there's a lot of neglect, and there's a lot of like children tell us like when they're sleeping they're not able to sleep because they can hear like their parents fighting, or there is something going on in their life. So we tell, so it's as like working in social sector is very difficult to change parents, because the parents also have a very difficult life. So it is something coping skills we have to build in children. So that game Hasna Mana hai, where they are using a strategy like where they're closing their eyes, they're changing about something different. In the same way, we ask them, so what are the problems you face in life, and they say like their parents fight, they it makes them anxious and they're not able to sleep. And then we can say like in that case you can use these things to improve the life. So here's just one example to show like how we use sports to like make a difference.
That is so amazing. I love it. And it's so true what you said, that you can't change the parents or the background or the family, but we can give them, the children, the skills. That's so lovely. So how long have you been doing this, Kushal? And how did you come about connecting sports with dealing with
Yeah,
their
yeah,
emotions and
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I started in 2018 in December, so it has been almost 4 years now. So it's just volunteering for Teach for India and Magic Bus. They had similar kind of thing, but after that I got very much interested in this field of like emotion, social emotional learning. So I now spend a lot of time like finding codes on online also, and reading a lot of books, and whatever theory I learn, try to understand the how the brain of a child works. I understand the theory, and then I have different sports. So now, like I have got into a habit that I now can create something. Like I have a game, and if I have theory, I will just try to link it together and try to create new game. Like yeah, so like the
wow.
Hasna Mana. So it's something like that I have created. So this is a game that I
Okay.
created. Yeah, yeah,
That's great. So how do these schools react to this? Like when you approach to a school, because in
yeah,
general, in the Indian school system, sports
yeah,
is
yeah.
just, like you said, just one period or two periods. So
Yes, yes.
how do they think you're crazy, or how do they
Yeah, yeah.
respond?
I think it depends. Like the sports nowadays, people have started understanding the importance, because most children are now spending more time on mobile phone. Before there was no mobile phone. In that time, our culture time, sports was something no, 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 no. But today, now parents understand. Okay, at least no mobile phone, they can should go outside and play. The thing is, even with sports, the mindset in private school is that about winning competition and winning, which is good in some ways, but there like it doesn't provide benefit for everyone, because like as education should be for everyone, sports should be also for everyone. Like even in government school and private school, you will see a lot of girls do not get opportunity to play because the ground is small, and boys take the ground and then they do not get to play. Then they just hang out by themselves. So sports should be something like education. Like it should be made inclusive in such a way. You change the rules of the game. Instead of competition, it becomes more about cooperation, collaboration. And by changing some rules, you can make. So that is the kind of thing teachers do not focus on. Like in private school, it's about competition. In government school, it becomes about PT exercises just for the sake of it, and like inclusivity, we cannot see that kind of inclusivity. So that is the problem. So, but people have started to understand like people children should play sports.
Yeah, I totally understand, because even in my current setting, also the schools that I work with, the children have to beg for a PT period. And,
Yeah,
if exams are coming up or if something important is coming up, then the first classes that are cancelled are
yeah,
the PT classes.
yeah.
And
Oh, okay, yeah,
I'm constantly like fighting for the
yeah,
children to get some sports. Yeah, so when you partner with the school, Kushal, like
yeah,
how does it work? Like, do you have a class every day with every
yeah,
class? How
yeah.
do you go about doing this?
So we're working in government school, and we want it to be like a very cost effective model, and we don't want to spend too much money. Sports, as I told you, sports is a part of it, and now we are also trying to change the mindset of teachers and even with parents. So we work in government school, and we hire volunteers. We train our volunteers from that community itself, because we believe that they are the best people to understand the problem of that community and to make change in that community. So these volunteers, they go and visit the government schools, and they tell like, so this is like the benefits of sports, and we want to organize every weekly, twice or thrice will come and will teach. So we don't have a problem in that, because even government school, the teachers are very stressed, there are a lot of work, so they don't mind. And what they take help from, because they don't have, they are like one or two teachers in one school, like primary, middle school, and they are like a lot of children, so they're always stressed, burned out. So it's that part is easy. The difficult part is like change, like how to now get take time out of teachers' schedule, so that they also understand, because the children, the background they come from, children, they have a very difficult life. And because a lot of these teachers come from a very middle class family, and they believe that like if they're teaching once, the children should be able to understand, but actually it's not possible for them in this scenario, and you need more patience, and the teachers sometimes are not that patient with these children. So we have different programs for teachers also. So to improve their empathy skills for these children, because to make them understand. So that is a difficult part too. Like the teachers and parents is the most difficult, because they also have a very hard life. They are daily wage laborers, and they work from morning to evening. So the sports part of it, and the children where we are volunteer is directly engaging, that we are able to do right now. So yeah.
That's great that you engage with the teachers and parents as well. Then it's a more
Yeah.
holistic kind of.
Yes, yes, yeah, yes. Because we realize that, because we worked earlier once, twice, and we're expecting things to change. So yeah, so it doesn't happen like that. You have to
Yeah,
look through, so you have to, yeah, everything.
yeah, I'm noticing that more and more. I mean, we're all realizing that you have to work with all. You can't just work with children. You can't just work with
Yeah,
teachers. You can't.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's great. So, how often do you interact with the teachers and the parents?
Yeah, so like it is a going model now. What we have been trying to do, because so we can't talk about perspective issues with teachers. We cannot tell them, okay, you should not beat children, because they will be like, okay, don't tell me. I've been teaching in this profession for 20-25 years now. Like you have come and telling me. So you have to find different ways. Like what we did a research, and we found out that none of the teachers actually go and visit the communities and see like how children lives are, like in the last, like we just finished a survey, and we found out like none of the teachers in the last 3-4 years have visited school. So we find different ways, like we try to something teachers are very interested is in learning English, and through English teaching, we try to tell them like what is the difference between sympathy and empathy. And for them to learn this, they actually, we encourage them, just go on the field and try to see how actually like children's lives are. So making them to do some actions, actually help them build this kind of empathy skills. So it's very tough, because even if we have like five teachers we work throughout in a year, it is actually a successful thing, because yeah, yeah, but yeah, we are trying different ways like how we can make
Nice.
it better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you're constantly thinking and trying to find new ways to reach out to the community, right? Like, especially
yes,
the
yes,
teachers. I can imagine
yes,
how difficult it is to
uh,
work with them. Kushal, amazing work, and it has been so inspiring to hear all that you're doing. And do you have any plans for the future? And I know you're already doing so much. Do you have any
yeah.
exciting plans for the future?
uh in terms of like monkey sport, like about the organization, it the plan is like we just want to make it more quality, more assessment based, because we know we are doing a good work, but having a more a metrics based system. So in that way, like, we can show our work better to people who are supporting us. I think because it's the demand right now, like people like you need data based things. So it is something we are still struggling with, and if we are able to like solve that kind of problem, so that will help us to grow. bigger, and it will even help us to scale, because then we will have like particular metrics that will actually help us to look at our work and say that we are doing something good. Yeah,
And it'll be great for you to spread across India as well. So, because
yeah,
I'm sure your program sounds so exciting, and I'm sure so many government schools can uh,
yeah.
learn a lot and gain a lot from having your program in their school. Do you plan to go beyond where you are right now?
I Yeah, I think maybe Raigad, and if something policy level Chhattisgarh, because the program it's it's very deep rooted issue, and it takes a lot of like a lot of effort to solve problem for children, and it requires, you don't need to, like, there is a limitation of technology, like even AI has limited, like we can hire graduates, hire students like 9, 10, 11, 12, where you can use some kind of technology to solve some kind of problems, but still we have not that kind of technology where we are working with younger children and trying to solve this kind of problem. So we need manpower for that, and skilled manpower. So I'm not sure even if it's possible or not, but yeah, but so I think a presence of a good team is always required. And how do you see that work is going great? So yeah, so
Yeah, I think it
maybe
makes
yeah,
sense. But it makes
yeah,
sense maybe now to focus on the area that you are
yeah,
living
yeah,
in
yeah,
right now and to
yeah,
solve that problem. And then hopefully you'll be able to go beyond there.
yes, yeah,
Kushal, thank you so much for being here and all the best with all that you do. And may you reach more and more children through the amazing work that you're doing.
yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Kushal, and bye for now.
Yeah.